No, but when he comes home, like, my dog's gonna start barking.
We've had a dog this whole time and we haven't seen it?
The whole time. The whole time.
Show me the baby.
Time.
Show me the baby.
Your dog is adorable, Laura.
And speaking of other things to get excited about, there's been some awesome new books announced that everyone's super excited for.
Yes.
So good.
What are you guys
so keen for?
Yeah, what are people excited for?
Being a human with dark vision for no reason.
Because humans don't have enough going for them already.
I live in a cave.
Screw that. Humans don't have dark vision.
They can.
No, but now they can.
Magically.
I have dark vision. I had these goggles taped to my head.
Yeah,
I'm keen for like witchy vibes, man.
Yeah.
Give me them witchy vibes.
Right here, right here.
Oh.
That's where it's all at.
Tasha's finally getting full-on representation after a slightly gross history with like the origins. Like I'm happy. I'm happy that she's getting like good reputation.
Yeah.
And
the girl's getting redeemed.
Finally.
We love a complex character though.
Always.
Yes, we do.
Always. I'm happy that she's frenemies with Mordenkainen. He's so fun.
Frenemies?
Yeah, they're like BFFs that hate one another. Look at the boy. Oh boy.
Aww.
Boy.
Dog.
Yeah.
He's like the size of a cat, so he's like a cat dog.
He's smaller than my cat.
No.
He is smaller. He is smaller than Melissa's cat.
There's a wolf and a meow, little cat dog.
Boy.
Cat dog.
He's just a little boy.
That's okay. Well, now that we've got our dog checking out of the way, welcome everyone to Darkness and Dragons. We are a 5e live stream for mature audiences, and we focus on roleplay over combat. If this is your first time with us, please make yourselves at home. Get welcome. If you have any questions about the story or you want to chat with us, we are all in Twitch, so log on and hang out with us, because we're nerds and we like to talk to other nerds. With that out of the way, let's do our introductions. I am Melissa. I am the game master tonight, and with me is
Laura and Lincoln. And I am playing Verity, the Ryan, the Azamar rogue, and Link is just here to
sneeze.
Be my familiar. Yeah, and sneezed into my microphone apparently.
So adorable, so worth it. I'm Luna, and I am playing Brillia, our tiefling warlock, who's here. Yay.
I'm Michael, playing Ariana, the happy-go-lucky necro druid.
And I'm Bree, and I'm playing Lenore, our Shadowkai cleric.
And I'm Ian, and I'm playing Taabi, your newly level 9 Tabaxi Bard. And last week on Darkness and Dragons, our party discovers that Eliwic's soul is now residing within the gauntlet Nicholas made to suppress the ice blight cursing her. I need to hold my breath correctly. Ben believed it was in everyone's best interest to keep Ellie with her party in hopes she could be brought back. So Verity was entrusted with her friend's arcane tether. Once back in the ballroom, Atlas's midnight speech was interrupted by the assailant, a possessed Tomas. But he brought forth a portal between the material plane and the Shadowfell, so the party crashers could do just that. The battle that ensued was not without loss, as dozens upon dozens of lives were lost. That includes Atlas's fiancé-to-be, Raphael. However, Ariana had other plans when she cast a brand new, unique spell to return and restore Raff's life force. But at what cost exactly?
Who knows?
Probably no cost. Why would I make you guys pay a cost? It's like a
At
weird.
what cost exactly?
That's a weird assumption to make, that there'd be a cost.
I don't like you.
You guys make dumb decisions, and now you get to live. Well, now you get to live with them. That's a good thing.
Now they get to die with them.
To be fair, Raff made a dumb decision.
Yeah, actually.
Just living on a technicality.
And a prayer.
All right, so with that out of the way, let's dive into our very first scene featuring Ariana.
Hey.
Ayo. All right, here we go. Before you even open your eyes, you feel a merciless chill in your bones. Even breathing in the air is painful, cold seeming to seep through your limbs. Is this death? The feeling is all-encompassing, and you'd feel like you couldn't move, even if you tried. Then, like a gift from the gods, a warm hand presses against your chest. You feel tendrils of warmth spread through you, chasing away the worst of the cold. Though in the back of your mind you wonder, will you ever be truly warm again? When you manage to open your eyes, you see Raphael's terrified ones looking back at you. His hair is dusted with ash, as are you realize, when you feel the slit between your fingers. Looking around, you realize you're encircled by thick plumes of ash.
What's up?
Where are we? What happened?
Do I see anything else?
Just the ash and him. It seems to go up to whatever ceiling there would be.
So like,
You're
there's
laying
nobody else.
on it. It's everywhere. Just two of you.
Can I like dig through the ash? Do I feel ground?
Mm-hmm. You feel it, but like it's just like hard packed ash. How did we get here?
Well,
We were fighting. You were fighting.
yeah, I was. Wait, who's your love interest?
Atlas, the Emperor.
Okay, yeah, okay. And what's your favorite color?
Brown.
Okay, cool. Checks out. You're not some vision. You're actually Raff. I don't know.
Okay. Can you stand?
I think so. Can I stand?
Yep. He helps you up. He's a little bit taller. Well, he's quite a bit taller than you, actually.
I grab like a fistful of ash and throw it at him.
He starts coughing.
Okay, so this is at least somewhat real, or at least our senses can, like, it thinks that they're real.
Well, we were in the castle. Did someone teleport us?
That might have been me.
Why? You teleported us.
Not that might have been a side effect.
Side effect of what?
You died. So
I'm dead?
No, you died, like past tense.
Okay.
And I've been working on a little spell for a little bit, using the necromantic energies, and brought your soul back in, well, not brought, reunited your soul back with your body.
Okay.
I didn't really think through the consequences or what would happen afterwards.
I'm surprised you would do that for me.
Why?
I guess we've never really been that close that you would risk whatever it is for me. Just.
Do I have to be close to somebody to help them out?
No, I guess not. That's not the way people think about things here. Or back home, I guess.
Yeah, which is weird because I'm from there. Like, I grew up there.
Well, I guess you've grown beyond that now.
I suppose.
So what do we do?
I mean, I was going to make like an ash angel. So you're kind of up to your own devices, and I flop down onto the ground and start.
I think he like sits down beside you, like just kind of like doesn't know what to do, and is just like, okay, I'm gonna stay close to the person who can bring me back to the dead in case things happen.
I think after a while I will pull out my. Oh, do I still have like my items on me?
Yep, you're fully still you with all your stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna bring out my BFF book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna flip to the back page and write down, "Hey boo, you up?"
The Vecna book.
You're gonna write "Hey boo, you up" to Vecna,
Well,
the withered one.
Yep.
A booty call to Vecna.
Although we don't know what time it is, so it could be any kind of like late night call. Okay. You write down in the book, "Hey, you up?" And you hear movement from beyond one of the pillars of ash. A man steps into view, At first, it seems like the ash has eaten away at him. His skin hangs limp from his ribs, the bones of his arms, and his jaw. But if it bothers him, he doesn't show it. You can see yellowing teeth through the opening that was once a mouth, now with an eternal smile. Well, hello there, Penelope. It's a pleasure to put a face to the name, or to your handwriting, let's say.
Oh, hello. Are you a hugger?
I haven't been a hugger in some time.
Do you wanna be?
I'm afraid there isn't much of me left to hug.
That's not really an answer, because like this girl here is totally a hugger, and like if you don't give me like a clear no in like 5 seconds, I'ma hug you.
Jump hug Vecna?
Yeah.
Vecna does not protest if you will hug him.
Okay, yeah, I run up and like full body tackle hug.
Cool. It's probably worth noting that Vecna is not wearing clothes, but also doesn't have skin. So it doesn't seem to be an issue. You just kind of like hug onto his hip bone.
Okay, yeah.
He kind of just pats you on the head like, oh, you excitable little child. He says, how are you enjoying things here on the semi-elemental plane of Ash?
I mean, I made a pretty awesome ash angel over there.
So you did.
I think that's a pretty positive experience. This is my friend Raff.
Yes, the healer. Welcome. I'd say welcome to my domain, but I don't like to stay in one place too long. I mean, what's the point of living forever if you just choose one realm?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like living in the same house for your entire life, which is cool. Like you do you, but like I don't know, we get stagnant after a while.
Exactly. I always suspected we understood each other, Ariana.
Yeah, yeah.
But then again, I was much like you once.
You were a halfling woman?
Well, once.
Ooh, all right.
But rather, I mean that before I became eternal and godlike and powerful, I was simply a wizard with inclinations towards the undead. Perhaps I see myself in you.
Neat.
But you wanted to help your friend here, and you called upon my aid, so I thought I would bring you henceforth to discuss it with me.
Okie dokie.
If you want my help, I'm only happy to give it.
Cool. Yep.
I'll even grant you a boon, if you're so inclined.
Boons. Sure, yes, please.
There's just one small condition, and he raises a hand, and you can see his fingers are held together with like a purplish glow.
Okay.
There's a woman out there on the material plane, an old friend of mine, and I'd rather like to have a word with her.
Okay.
So, simply ask her to come visit, and I'll be happy to lend you my aid.
That sounds pretty easy. Do I know this woman?
I believe you do.
Okie
Kas
dokie.
the Betrayer.
Kas the Betrayer. Oh, I usually just call her Kas the person that doesn't talk all that much. But I guess Betrayer works as well.
Yes, just ask her to come before me and ensure that she does. I know you have easy access through that little portal you've wrangled.
I have a portal?
He's referring to the tablecloth thing that you guys used, because it lets you travel between planes.
Oh, the napkin thingy.
Exactly.
Cool.
Simply bring her before me and all will be well. For the time being, I think I'll just keep an eye on Raphael's soul, shall I?
Does he get to live?
Of course.
Hey,
We'll even
Raff.
go somewhere nicer than this. I know it can
Raff.
be hard on the lungs if you still have them.
True. Yeah. Is that okay with you, Raff? Do you want to like come on over here? And...
He like inches forward and is clearly terrified and wants to hide behind you, but you know, you're half the size. He says, I don't think we really have a choice, do we?
I guess we always have a choice, don't we, Mr. Vecna?
That we do. Raphael says, if you promise I'll be safe, you think you can bring this person?
I mean, I can ask. That's all I can do.
Okay. I guess I'll wait here for you then.
Oh, he can't come with me?
No, I'd rather like some help planning the reunion with my old friend.
I guess so. Although I did meet somebody in the Shadowfell that was your fan. So, I mean, you can always ask her if you get lonely.
And who'd that be?
I can't remember her name, but she gave me your tooth.
My tooth.
Yeah, I
And
think
he,
I
like,
got it somewhere
runs
wrong.
like his like decrepit, dry tongue, and you can hear it like dry paper running
No.
over the hole where the tooth was.
I bring out the tooth. Do you want it back? Like, I know, like, whenever I get like a gum sore, like my tongue is always tonguing it, no matter how much I tell it not to. It's just super duper like annoying. Do you want it back so that you don't have that temptation?
And you offered to me freely.
Well, it is yours.
He reaches out a hand and accepts it. And he presses it back into his mouth, and you see like a glow of purple as it reforms into him. Now then, a gift, a generous gift. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah, let's do this.
Very well. You feel suddenly like your body, again, could not move if you made it.
Nah.
He starts talking. He says, you've heard of those who read minds, yes?
Telepaths, yeah.
With my gift, you will see the truth of their actions, or perhaps the truth of what you would like their actions to be. I'm sure it'll come in handy as you complete my task. He reaches forward and presses his fingertip into one of your eyes.
Oh, fun.
Presses inside with his thumb sliding around the outside of the socket and pops it out into his hand.
Whoa.
He looks
Again,
at it for a moment, as if considering, and then waves a hand over it. It looks now as if your pupil is shot through with purple. Your pupil is shot through with purple lightning.
Ooh.
He looks at it and smiles and says, there you go, my dear. All better. He puts it in his palm and smashes it back into your face. And as he does, you suddenly wake up screaming. Your party's around you. Although they seem pretty horrified in real life.
The little one woke up.
Fucking say so. What the? Sorry, no, we
Goodness.
didn't see
Thank
any
goodness.
of that.
Thank goodness she's awake. Okay, that's lovely.
I don't know if it was...
Hi.
There's like, are you okay, Ariana?
Yeah, I'm super duper.
You feel like kind of like, I'm not sure, like touch her face. Like, does she feel hot? Does she feel cold? Does she feel clammy?
She feels extremely cold. And Ariana, you do not feel the pain of that, but
Okay.
you do have this weird, almost double sight.
Neat. I think I'm going to just hug Verity like super tight.
I need a blanket. Give me somebody blankets or tablecloths or.
I don't feel cold, but okie dokie.
There's a big napkin
No,
we have.
but you feel cold to me. Your skin's cold.
Okay.
You feel okay though?
Yeah. I'm fine.
No, you were unconscious for like 30 minutes.
Oh wow, is it that long? Huh. Okay.
Yes.
Is Kos around?
I'm gonna say Kas is probably out helping out cleaning, like helping with the people who survived the assault on the castle. So around, but not right here.
So I'm gonna like yell super duper
She's-
loud, being
she's
like,
helping.
sorry.
There's a lot of dead people. Raff isn't waking up.
Yeah. About that. So, you know that new spell that I just tried?
Yeah.
So it looks like there's a little bit of a catch to it. I called upon, I guess, my pen pal, and he wants me
Right.
to.
Sorry. Should we maybe do this somewhere more private?
I
As soon as,
don't-
as soon as she says pen pal, I'm like, oh, that's fucking Vecna. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Should we maybe wrap this shit up because we're on the stage still? We're on the stage,
Oh,
right?
we are. I look over. Are we still on the stage?
If that's where
Yes.
they were, sure. If no one's moved you. They could
Yeah,
have brought
maybe.
they could have brought you the clinic, but I guess they didn't.
Cool.
Well, isn't the
Hi.
person in the clinic dead?
We're
Not.
working on that. We're working on that. Put a pin in
Okay.
it.
Right. If we move you and Raff and Atlas, stop pacing. If we take all of you and move them into the royal chambers, we can get some medics, right? Lenore is around. And then everyone else can try and sort out the rest of the dead.
I guess
Before
so.
we start talking about your pen pal, like,
Okay, but I don't know if it's pressing. I don't know if I had a time limit. He wasn't all that specific about it.
you didn't ask if you had a time limit.
No, he just said that he wanted me to do something for him in order for this whole debacle thing to work, or at least I had to at least ask. Well, I had to ask Kos if she could like go and visit him. So I guess once I do that, Raff will just pop back up.
Okay, right. So, but we're assuming that there's no time limit spoken, that there isn't a time limit, right? Right?
I suppose.
Did it seem pressing? Did it seem immediate? Did it
I
seem
mean,
like
it doesn't sound like he's going anywhere
immediate?
anytime soon, but at the same
Okay,
time,
that's good.
Raff
Okay, right.
won't be. So I feel like
That is also true.
yeah. And I mean,
but
Raff seems
you have the thing that will stop his body from rotting, right?
gentle repose. Yeah,
That's one.
I can
Okay.
cast it on him.
See? So you can do that, and we can get you to Atlas's rooms, and then we can talk about your pen pal in a safer space, and we can send people to deal with the dead, and right? Yeah, that's a decent
Screaming so much as just like, sounds of
sobbing,
people dying.
crying.
Yeah. I feel like Brillia really has some questions to ask about why Vecna wants to talk to Kos. So who's heading upstairs with Ariana and Raff? Verity, Brillia, Ariana, Taabi and Lenore? Are you going to stay down here and help?
I was gonna stay with Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas is bringing Raff upstairs.
I think Taabi's going to stay downstairs and help with just the general cleanup.
Yeah, Lenore's going to see if there's anyone that maybe is not dead, but like kind of hanging on, try and do some heals if there's the ability to help anyone out that may be injured.
Taabi also might try to go find Sapphire, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If it's within the same corridor that I was in when I spoke to her last, then I'll speak with her. But if she's not there, then I'll just help with the dead stuff.
Okay. Let's head upstairs then first with Raff's unconscious body in Atlas's hands, and Ariana just happily walking up the stairs, excited to tell everyone about her pen pal and how they got to meet up, and he wasn't a weirdo. He even brought a gift, guys. You make your way towards the Emperor's quarters, and Raff is laid out on like a settee in the corner. And Atlas sits on the end of it, just like watching him. And you are free to chat amongst yourself.
I'm gonna
Is
get
Kos there?
food first. Food, water.
Yep, we'll say you've got all food and water and stuff. Yeah, let's say you grabbed Kos on your way up as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so the door closes, you've got everything you need.
Okay. Hey, Kos. This is kind of the first real conversation that we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So, hi.
Hi.
You know that I've been chatting back and forth with Vecna, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I went to like the realm of Ash, super great place, lots of fun. He was there and he just wanted me to relay the message that he wanted you to visit him.
Did he? That's an odd thing to ask of someone.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird too. But anyway, now that I've mentioned it to you, I think that's it. And then I look over at Raff, waiting for him to revive.
He does not change at all.
I like walk over and I like start poking him. Hello, I
Stop
did the
that,
thing.
says Atlas, grabbing your hand.
Sorry, I did the thing.
Stop
He's
that.
supposed to wake up now.
What thing?
I delivered the message.
What message?
I asked Kos to pay a visit to Vecna.
Atlas is like super intense, like, what?
But what's Vecna the god of?
Oh, that's a great question. Would you like to roll to see how much you know about Vecna?
Yeah.
Everybody can feel free to, roll if you so like.
Is this religion?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Brillia got a 21.
18.
Ooh, Brillia. All right. So I'd say Brillia knows a little bit more, but mostly because you've heard tales of Vecna, kind of spread throughout the inns. Like, people tell drunken stories and drinking songs and stuff about Vecna, but it seems to be a little unclear about exactly how everything went down. But like, Vecna basically was mortal once, and then was like, nah, I think immortality's more my speed, and then turned himself into a lich, and then eventually got enough power to be considered a god. Since Vecna came from human origins, there's like the withered one, and like all the titles seem to refer to like, basically this guy's decrepit as hell. And he doesn't really stick to one domain. He just kind of like hangs out around, the astral planes, being like, man, it's cool to be living forever. There's also some really old stories, Brillia, that you remember about Vecna and the Raven Queen being not like mortal enemies.
Ariana, did he say what he wanted with Kos?
I don't know if that's important to think about. He's just a crazy lich, right?
It's important because he's a crazy lich.
He probably just thinks I'm strong. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think he might want you to go, seeing as Mr. Raff here isn't waking up.
That's really interesting. If you want to roll insight, I mean, I think it's
Sure, I'll do that.
Yes. And I'm just looking at Kos like, oh, are you gonna talk?
you gonna.
Let's see your insight. Nope, that's a natural one.
You're just like, oh man, maybe it's different Kos. My bad.
Yeah.
It's a common name.
It is a pretty common name. This is like the third one we ran into.
At Brillia's like stare, like, you can't lie to me, bitch. Kas is, can we talk alone for just a couple minutes?
Sure.
Okay. We'll be back. And she pulls Brillia into Atlas's bedroom. It's private. Okay. So you have questions that I'll try to answer.
That's all I can ask of you. I'm also very worried now. So
It's okay. Vecna can't act on the material plane. We're fine.
Yes, except he asked you to go.
That's, but I don't think I'm going to, so it's not really a big deal. I think I'll stay here.
What happened that we need to stay here?
I just, may have led an army of usurpers against him. A long time ago, though. Like a long, long time ago. So it's not even, I never brought this up?
No, that is completely new information.
My bad.
That I don't really know how to respond to right now.
Costa's sort of hyperventilating. I don't want to have this conversation.
Well, shit.
Yeah, he's not a good guy, right? I wasn't, it felt like it was the right thing to do.
I agree with that statement. I'm just kind of in shock that this is something that I didn't know about you that seems to be relevant.
I haven't been off plane. I mean, except from when we went to the Shadowfell. I haven't really been off plane for 8 years. So it just didn't really. Yeah, I mean,
we went to the Shadowfell.
And
you were in danger that whole time.
I mean,
you didn't say anything.
I mean, I made a deal with the Raven Queen. I mean, I figured he wouldn't show up if,
That's probably exactly why he's showing up.
I mean, making gods fight over your soul is sort of the best way to protect it, isn't it?
No, they're petty.
Well, yeah, but they're going to be petty with each other.
Exactly.
And I'm mortal. I mean, they're probably not meaning to work it out in my lifetime.
Assuming that their lifetime isn't shortened because of their pettiness. I work with a god. I don't consider them my god, but it's complicated, and the fact that you're in a crossfire in a very, very old.
I mean, they like me. Your gods like me. That's why they gave me my new body.
What?
I fought with Vecna and then betrayed him for a millennia. So, they sort of reset me. But it's fine. It's fine. It's like a second life. It's like a do-over.
It's not fine. You're telling me that there's a whole other life that I didn't know about?
I don't really think about it like that, It was a different time. I mean, they didn't even know how to forge steel properly yet. I mean...
And that my god is the one who made it so that you're here. And
yeah, when I betrayed Vecna, they thought maybe I deserved a chance to start over.
I agree with the sentiment.
And they led me to you, and everything's been so great since we met.
It has been great.
Yeah.
I know you're worried because of my reaction. I love you. This is just a lot to process right now.
Okay, I can give you time.
I don't know how much time we have, considering that there is a dead man downstairs.
He'll stay dead. Don't worry about it.
I don't know how I feel about that either. I don't necessarily
Well,
want
he's not dead. He'll stay in a coma. It's fine. Vecna's not going to kill him. Vecna's not about killing people. And if he killed her, then the Raven Queen would get him. He's not going to kill. Don't worry. It's a bluff. It's a bluff.
us. You see that king downstairs, right?
Mhm.
How grief-stricken he is right now.
Well,
Because his love just died.
He's not dead. He's in a coma. Everyone goes into a coma now and again. Look, we'll get enough power. Look. I'll get back my stuff, and we can beat him. That's fine. I'll kick his ass again. I did it once.
You did it once, and apparently you died.
Well, reborn. Sort of a clone body. It's complicated.
All I know is we can't leave him like that.
He's fine. Look at him. He's fine. He's
a vegetable right now.
He's taking a nap. And Vecna will probably teach him some cool stuff while he's there. You'll get to see the whole cosmos.
That's not the same. Seeing the whole cosmos versus being separated from the love of your life. Which one would you prefer?
Look, we'll figure it out, okay? I sort of thought we were... Didn't think, you know what? Just we'll figure it out, okay?
I know we'll figure it out. Except, I hope you know that we can't necessarily keep this just between us, because it now affects Lenore, who we are soul bonded to, who's probably feeling a lot of things right now, by the way.
Lenore's just like throwing up in the bathroom, just like, what is happening in there?
You good? Okay.
So I'm like there with Lenore. I'm like, I swear to God, Lenore, this is my brother's ghost, baby. I'm holding her hair back. But I'm shouting at her at the same time. I'm like, my brother's ghost, baby.
We really are family now.
So, Kas says,
ghost nephew.
Kas says, look, I know I should have told you, and I was planning to tell you, but it just it never really came up, because how do you bring that up in conversation? But if you think we can trust everyone else, then I trust you, okay? I
think
if I go back there now, he's not gonna let me out.
And I'm not gonna let that happen.
Right.
But I don't think we have no choice but to trust them, and I do trust them. These people helped save you when you were about to end it.
Yeah, well, that seemed an easier solution than dealing with all this, so...
Please never think that that's an easier solution.
Well, if it's any consolation, I don't have any other secrets.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's very good to know. I think it would be lovely for us to talk to the others without Atlas, who is probably equally as emotional as I am currently right now, considering that his love is a vegetable.
Okay, so I'll go help Lenore and Taabi, and once we've got everyone stable, we can all find a place to talk, right? Maybe have some shots?
I will. Honestly, this is making me think about drinking. Okay.
Hey. She like grabs your hands and she says, I love you, okay? This doesn't change that.
Doesn't. I love you too. It's just, this is just a lot at once. And
Yeah.
it's just a lot. And regardless of what you did in the past, it helped shape who you are now, and I'm in love with you now. So we'll deal with this. I'm just in shock, and I'm sorry if my reaction is stressing you out.
It's okay. It's okay. You take however long you need, okay? She like leans in and kisses your forehead. She says, I'll come find us when you're ready, okay?
Okay.
And she slips out of the room and past the rest of you and heads downstairs.
I'm staying in the room.
All right.
I'm not leaving the room.
Okay, Ariana, Verity, have you continued to talk about anything in particular?
I want to talk to Atlas. Like, I'm assuming that Ariana's basically explained as much as she possibly could to my best understanding.
Yeah, I mean, Ariana's probably not keeping anything private. Ariana's pretty open book.
Yeah, I think I'm still poking at Raff, expecting him to pop up now that I've fulfilled my duty.
Ariana's an open spell book.
Yep.
I just poke him gently. Just gentle pokes, right?
Will you stop her from doing that? Atlas says, frustrated.
Can we talk? Just...
Yeah, let's talk. He doesn't make any move to leave, though.
We can step away. We'll be within eyesight of Raff not leaving. Just...
Fine. He stands up and heads over towards the bookshelves.
Have you eaten? Have you had anything to drink?
During the ball, yes.
Since then?
It hasn't been that long. I'll be fine.
Okay, well, why don't we both just have half a sandwich and we can talk and have some water, and then we'll
What do you want to talk about, Verity?
You know, Ariana's doing everything that she can. She's going to fix this. He's going to be okay.
I'd feel better if he was awake. But at least his heart's beating now.
Yeah, and it's just time. Give her a chance to work. It's not immediate, but
Fine, I won't interrupt her work.
yeah, and sometimes she pokes and stuff, and it doesn't always make sense, but just you don't have to be angry about it.
Fine, I will let Ariana do as she wishes. Is that all?
I know you have a lot going on, and I suppose with everything that has happened, it might not be the time to say it, but I'm proud of you.
You're proud of me. Why in God's name would you be proud of me?
You don't have to laugh. It's just, I appreciate that you had the courage to stand up to everybody. and tell everyone that you loved Raff. And I know that wasn't easy, and it was, and it didn't. I know it didn't end well, but it was really perfect, and it was beautiful, and it was everything that he would have wanted, that he does want. It was.
He was terrified.
Well, yeah, but you would be, right? You would be.
I suppose normal people, when they are told they'll be elevated in status, normally have some kind of reaction.
You don't have to do that.
What?
Talk like that.
Like what?
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to talk with me like you're the emperor. You don't have to.
What would I do instead?
Say that you're angry. That you're sad. You could cry if you wanted to. You could throw something if you wanted to. You could be anything. You don't have to be.
I punched your friend. I'll have to apologize for that later, but...
Yeah, so you've punched her, you stabbed me. And we're not saying that we didn't deserve it. We're not saying that. But you could react a bit better.
More honestly. That's
You
what
could.
you want?
Well, you could say things before you use your weapons or your fists. That would be a good start. You could explain why you're angry before you hit or stab somebody. It could be a conversation. I'm not saying that you never have to hit or stab somebody. I'm just saying that could be a stepping stone.
Okay. I'm afraid. I thought I was strong and that I could protect people. And the one person I care most about, not to mention all those people in the party, I thought I could do better.
I don't know if it helps, but I'm afraid too.
What? You did everything right. Wow, side eye from the party. Rude.
I don't know. Is it a side eye at me? Is it a Verity side? Oh, it's a Verity side. Oh, shit. You guys are brutal. You guys are brutal.
I mean, you took Arsen out of the castle. You brought him into the lands of the people who hate us most. And he came back with a scar, and that's it? He's never even left the city.
I didn't do that right. I took him because I was afraid for him. I'm still afraid for him. He ran because I forced him to. I made him.
You made him? How?
Magic.
How long does that magic last?
An hour.
I see. Well, perhaps
Yes,
we do
he's
have
going to
something
scream at me. Yes, I
afraid
know.
of.
Yes, I know he's going. Yes, I know he's going to. I know that. But if you were me, and if Arsen was Raff, would you not have done the same thing?
No, I would have. God, we're too much alike. He reaches over towards the table and he picks up half of a sandwich and he like holds it out to you. You should eat something.
Right, if you eat.
Aww. Alright. You guys both enjoy your sandwich until you hear a door slam from down the hallway. And I think we'll come back to that one. Come back when the hour has passed. But let's see what Taabi and Lenore are doing.
Can you get the feet? This person's heavier than I
mhm.
can deal with.
Yes, sure. I'm just going to grab the feet, but also, I mean, don't get weirded out if I play with their blood a little bit, okay?
I was gonna steal rings, so I mean that's up to you.
Okay. That's fair. It's just, well, yeah, I'm fine with you stealing rings. They're not going to need them, are they?
I open up my my collar a little bit and I take out a pendant. I'm collecting rings on here. There's like 10 rings on this pendant. Like the more the merrier. And
Is it usually rings of people that you kill, or just anyone you find that's dead?
I gifts things I find in crypts. There's I have a story for every one of these. You know, you know this. That one's kind of sad actually. This one. Let's fill that one.
Okay. So Taabi, are you helping with medical stuff or just stealing? Or both?
I'm helping with both. I'm any rings I see on a hand. If there's more than one, I'll just take one. Do you have a skill in medicine?
Do I have a skill in medicine? That is a good question. You'd think so, right?
I assume.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Do you know what? No, I like to just use magic. I have +2.
Oh, okay. So I have +3 on that.
Taabi's better at non-magical healing than.
Okay, so bards get.
I don't usually heal them without magic. Why would you?
Bards are cool. They get
fair.
some sweet bonuses to every single skill they have.
Okay, so Taabi, do you want to take the lead then on your now that
Yes.
now that Lenore is out of magical healing?
Yeah, I had to do a lot of stitches on the road, so I mean, this is not the first time I've done stuff like this. Were those shadow beasts doing anything, or shadow whatever the hell they were? Were they doing anything?
I'm not out of magical healing. What are you talking about?
I'm assuming you're using that to save as many lives as possible.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna make you guys roll to see how many of these people who are near death you can save, and how many are actually dead.
Do you want me to roll with advantage as if Lenore is helping me doing this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that first one was not bad. That one was a lot worse. So that is a total of 14.
Okay, 14 total?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say with a 14, you bring the count of dead down to 28 people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there is
I can heal 8 of those people with magic.
That includes those people you helped.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also do have healing word, so I can do some healing as well.
Yeah. So once you guys have done all that, because there's about 50 people down, so combined from all of your magical healing and your medicinal skills, only 28 people are completely lost.
Oh, that's not that bad. I mean, it's not good. Can I play with their blood of the ones that are dead, please?
Sure. How would you do? Why? How and why?
Oh, I just want to do some, some rituals with their blood, just to draw some little symbols, using their blood on the floor, and kind of just giving up their souls to the Raven Queen. Make sure they get safe guidance to Shadowfell.
Sure.
Regardless of if they want to go there or not.
Sure.
Quite frankly.
Taabi, do you want to do some kind of persuasion to explain to people like this is some kind of good thing, and that making sigils in the ground is not evil? This is a good guy thing.
That is.
Oh, it's definitely more neutral.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's neutral.
It's firmly neutral, not good nor bad.
Persuasion is a 27 if you're looking for that. I have a +8.
I'll kind of hitch up my dress so that, you know how you kind of tuck it into your undies, you know? And then I will roll the sleeves up on my long dress, and I'll kind of crouch and you can still see some of the scars on my body and things, but I'm gonna be like kind of have blood on my hands and be like drawing the sigils in the ground and on their bodies, and then like if someone walks past, just seeing Taabi talk to them, I'll just kind of like smile and be like, I think it's good.
I just picture the tears rolling as you're doing this, but then you're just like, oh, that was fine. So you have blood on your face.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm fine. Having mental breakdown, not knowing how to feel about life or why, just like a really bad period, you know. You're like really bad PMS when you're like, I don't know why I'm crying.
Oh.
Don't worry, everyone.
Well,
don't worry.
With Taabi's surprisingly effective persuasion, you actually managed to get some of the survivors kind of gathered around, and they're just kind of like watching Lenore work, and there's like gentle sobbing, and people are praying, and it's this very mournful but affecting thing.
With this amount of souls, I imagine that there's kind of like a bunch of ravens that have made their way into the ballroom as well, that are kind of like on sitting on different pillars and parts of the ballroom, just being creepy.
Glass windows have broken, and they're like flying in through the broken windows and hanging out. You feel like a sense of like, not completion, but like a sense of a job well done as you work. You're like, oh yeah.
I'm saying to the crowd of people, you know, it's just a form of life to pass on to the other, and for the beasts to attack us the way that they did, being a rogue beasts from this plane. Have you ever heard of the Raven Queen? She's a lot better in person, trust me. My friend down here, she's sending them with letters of this is not your doing, you were tricked into doing this. Please make sure their souls are doing the good thing. I mean, look how pretty those sigils are. Look at the circles and look all of them. And you're in good hands. You're in good hands, as I'm pointing to each of the bodies. Like, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. You can cry, you can grieve, you can do whatever you want. Please just know that your loved ones are going to a warm home, a big community, even just a big wholesome community. Like, it's almost just like this place, just it's a little different.
It's like this place's shadow.
And who wants to get sunburnt? I don't. I have fur.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen how pale I am?
Pale. We're kind of red now. But very pale. I snap my fingers, prestidigitation, get the blood off the face. Very pale. See? This is a normal thing. Normal and good.
Yeah, you guys do really well. You managed to organize the people as best you can. You got all the people who need further healing, who are all kind of laid out in one area, and the bodies on the other side of the hall that are covered in blankets. And yeah, when you're done, Lenore, people actually like come up to you and they would want to hold your hand and like touch you.
I'm covered in lots of people's blood, but
Your hands are clean.
I bless them with blood on their foot.
Do you like blood mark them or something?
I blood mark them.
Simba.
Yeah.
There's an older woman who takes your hands, and she's like shaking and crying, and she says, "What is your name, dear?"
My name is Lenore, and I am the carrier of the Raven Queen's willing on this plane, and do not worry, she finds sanctuary in death, and those that we have lost today, they will find comfort under the wings of the ravens.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
I hug her.
Aww. Yeah, people are just like when the rest of you do come downstairs from your conversations, you see like Lenore's got like not a following of people, but not a following of people.
Lenore starts a cult.
I think Lenore and Taabi just started a cult a little bit. Yeah.
Hand out
Yeah,
those
yeah.
pamphlets. Where's your pamphlets? Where's your pamphlets? Oh, by the way,
Side
if you like what I
quest.
did today,
I want to say, Ian, you explaining the ritual is exactly what that's like.
Oh, I'm positive. I was.
Totally fine.
I don't know if you guys saw me like after I was explaining. I was like, pamphlet. I put my hands out like I was giving them pamphlets. Oh, I hope so. This is exactly what the goal is, to almost divert the tragedy that happened, which I think is the thing that people should do: divert tragedy and expect moreness. When's Kos coming down?
Kos has been hanging out with you guys. Kos has been helping out. But you
Oh,
guys don't know what's up with Kos yet. So you've
Okay.
just been like, cool, Kos is helping. Shall we say you make your way towards the library to figure out what's next for y'all and to converse about to Kos first? Cool.
Lenore's on a bit of a blood high. Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
just.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you can ask your new followers to like give you time with your disciples and to guard the door.
We must meet with the king now, with the emperor, and do not fear, we will give him guidance.
until she gives her sermon,
Mhm.
my sermon will come.
Of course.
Twill.
We'll wait here with the ravens for you.
Yes, they will look out for you. Do not fear.
Okay. Are you guys having this conversation in front of Atlas, or are you gonna have him talk to him later?
How you doing, Taabi? How you doing?
You know what? I'm grieving quite heavily because even though I am not a fan of the rounder-eared type people, humans, it just it doesn't feel right to see a massacre happen in front of my eyes. What else am I supposed to say besides this is just reminding me of everything that's bothering me in the past, and I'm more worried for Sapphire more now than ever, and I don't know what's gonna happen because the Atlas is was it his boyfriend? He's dead, I think, ish.
Yes. Should you go and find Sapphire? I mean, is she still hiding in a cupboard?
I looked a little bit, but there's two places I could check again. Yeah. Did I find her when I first looked around? I'm guessing no.
No, it seems like the chaos has sort of left a lot of the like servants kind of like running for cover. From what little assuming she hasn't changed a lot since last time you saw her, she was probably trying to help.
True.
So you did not see her among the dead. So
we might run into her. So
oh my god. Did we see Tiff?
Who?
Did we see Tiff among the dead?
No, Tiff is not dead. I literally like you're like, I put all these people dead. Wait a minute, is one of them Tiff? Like throw off all the blankets, like undo all of the beautiful things you did.
I came here with someone, didn't I?
That's right. My date. Shit.
Yeah, you came with Elena. Neither of them are here.
All right,
Okay.
I trust them, I guess.
But you also haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But it's only been what, half an hour, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not enough time to be dead, right?
No, I'm sure that they maybe they ran off. Maybe this is something that like they found an opening before those shadow things were trying to kill people, and they just booked it. Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm sure they're fine.
We'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have a dead relative again.
I mean, all my relatives are dead, so
It's a good point. Are you?
We were born dead.
I was gonna say, are you technically dead as well?
It's like much of Shadowfell. It's a grey area.
It's very gray. Kind of dusty, a little.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
We like the death jokes. Yeah. There's beauty in the in between. I mean, yeah. Who knows? Best. My soul is here, right? So I can't really be dead.
I don't know. Tabby's like just like his eyes are going like trying to figure out how souls work because he's that's been a big thing. And he's like, oh, whatever you say, this is what even is a soul? Am I right?
It's like is Raff really alive? Despite the fact that his soul isn't here. I'm kind of like the opposite of Raff, right? So like my body's not entirely like great. I mean, it looks it. But
so what's the opposite of the Shadowfell? Because that's what the Raff is?
here.
Is here the opposite of Shadowfell, or is it just the
The Shadowfell is kind of the opposite of here.
Shall we say this is the moment when your friends arrive, and perhaps Ariana can tell you all about her new favorite plane, the semi-elemental plane of ash. Tasty.
So, Ariana, welcome to the conversation of what is opposite of the Shadowfell. I was gonna say it was Feywild, but what does that make us the cream of the two cookies with the cream in the middle?
I think so. That checks out. I was gonna say like the opposite of the Shadowfell would then be the light up, right?
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Oh, that must be what Raff is currently. Is currently the light up.
he might be, yeah.
You know, if he wakes up, we can call it a glow up.
Oh, he gets a glow up.
I
like
that through his teeth, just like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think kind of plane. How are the planes like stacked? Do you know? Are they layers or are they kind of like just like in other places? It's really hard to tell. You know, everything's just a bit of a wish-wash, really. Just go with it.
I mean, you can roll if you want to see how much you know about it.
Sure.
You'll get a bonus because you're the person who's the most likely to know this shit.
What's the skill for planar knowledge?
Do I get advantage or
Arcana? Probably.
Yeah, Arcana. You do not get advantage, but you will get a bonus.
Okay, well, what kind of bonus? Because that's an 8 so far.
Ooh, okay. Well, it's a little bit. Basically, like the Shadowfell and the Feywild are on top of our world, sort of like they exist in the sort of same space, and then there's sort of like the sea, which is just kind of out there. Maybe I don't know. It's just kind of out there, and then there's like these little pockets of like elements and stuff. And I guess ash is an element, maybe. It's like as far as you can get from your reading.
I rolled a 15.
Honestly, I'm a woman of faith. I kind of just go where they tell me.
But does that mean we're all floating in some sort of astral sea goop then? Like, I don't... Is that like...
I think that's the astral plane. I think that's the astral plane is the sea goop.
The sea goop is the astral plane. That is the plane is the sea is all... So what's going on? What's up? What's happened?
Well,
Tabby needs help, guys.
no matter what, we get there through the napkin, I think.
Napkin.
We're all on the other side of a napkin.
So are we going to like the ash realm that I was just in?
You were in an ash realm?
That sounds like the smoking room. What is you talking about?
It was just full of ash. Like
smoking room.
Looks like somebody had a pretty awesome bonfire and then didn't clean up after themselves.
Kos interrupts and says, "Yeah, he really likes the plane of ash. I don't know why."
Who is he?
You know, the pen pal.
Yeah, my buddy Vecna.
Ariana's pen pal.
I'm gonna roll for that now because I didn't before.
Okay.
Clarification, am I with them or am I still in the room?
Yeah, you guys are all together now.
Okay, sorry.
So you guys are all there along with Kos and Arsen.
Lenore knows that, like, as far as she's concerned, Vecna's a very bad, no good guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, mortal enemy of...
Yeah, mortal enemy.
Yeah. He's a bad time. We should not be hanging out with him.
He wouldn't even die properly.
No?
Yeah.
It's like the one thing everybody does right. He couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. He seemed fine to me.
Well, I mean, no. Not into it. Not into it.
Why?
Well, he's just super evil. Like, you know how I keep saying that I like to live in the gray area, you know, like in the twilight, in the in-between. Oh, yeah. He is no in-between. He is like all dark, bad man. Right, Kos?
Kas, because Kas hasn't told you guys all the stuff yet, right? Like,
No,
No.
but she was agreeing with me, so I'm going with it.
yeah, fair enough. Kas like squeezes Brillia's hand and looks at her like, should I? Is this the time?
Look at her and nod.
Is this something that Kos doesn't tell anybody at all?
No, she has told no one
Okay.
before Brillia.
Okay, very cool.
Are you guys okay? I feel kind of gross.
Sorry. I think it is important that you know that I served Vecna for a while, and then I maybe killed him once.
I'm sorry.
I kind of laugh and go,
Fair.
you killing the, not to bring up some sore subjects, but killing the party is kind of a funny thing sometimes. The king and the Vecna.
Yeah.
No, Verity's laughing too, but like for completely different reasons.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah. Hey, actually, Kos does not get it. Kos starts like awkwardly laughing. He's like, yeah, I took one of his eyes and I chopped off his hand. Oh, we're not laughing anymore.
What?
Can I like roll a quick, some kind of a check to put together? Because I have a feeling Ariana would have like a very basic knowledge.
Oh
of
yeah,
who
Ariana
Kos would
know.
Oh,
be
I
at
feel
this
like
point.
Ariana knows it, but just hasn't put it all the pieces in order. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so, like,
do
I feel
it.
like this is like the final piece of the puzzle to kind of like come down and be like, oh, that's who it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. I rolled a 17, so whatever modifier you want me to put on that.
that's pretty good. Yeah. What do you? Yeah, I mean, is there any extra knowledge you have about
Well, I
Vecna
mean,
and Kos that you're like, yeah?
me as a player know about Kos, but like, how much of that do you want me to bleed into Ariana?
I'm gonna say most of what you know is let's say it's like you've heard stories, right? Like whether that's canon, you know,
Okay.
but people tell all kinds of stories, and this is some of the ones you know.
Okay. I'll just kind of like stare at Kos. You know
Hell, Verity.
how she realized that Ryan was Verity,
Yeah.
and like I had your action figures. It's kind of that same realization of like, you're that Kos.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I am.
Tell Verity. Tell Verity.
I'm
Tell
like,
Verity.
Yeah, I'm running over to the Verity and like grabbing her hand and like pointing.
Okay, what do
at
you excitedly tell Verity?
It's like, okay, I don't know if all these are true, but like Kos was like Vecna's essentially apprentice, and yeah, like
No.
studied under Vecna and was like the right hand man to Vecna and was like there with Vecna upon the ascension, and then at like the last moment, right when Vecna had ascended,
Right.
shuddered at what they had done and went ahead and like killed Vecna, took the right hand
Right.
and
Right.
the eye, and wow, I thought that was just a different Kos, but that's the same Kos.
So, Kos never said anything when
So-
Brillia made the pact with Raven Queen
Maybe,
for Lenore.
maybe. I mean,
You think that'd be something that you would mention, right?
maybe. And like, I don't think I've been all that secretive about who my pen pal was. I'm surprised Kos hasn't.
No,
like,
no, of course you
and
haven't. Of course you
I've
haven't.
been like, hey, who like best BFF?
Yeah.
And I just.
So, but I mean, like you think, like, right? So, like, you know, like if you were going to make like a pact with another god, like you would say, oh, hey, by the way, I had also had this pact with another god, right?
Yeah, like BTW, right? Unless the Raven, like I assume the Raven Queen would know. I don't know the Raven Queen all that much. Is the Raven Queen like a demigod? Like, is she not like on the up and up? I feel like she would have known about that and been like, ha ha ha, I got your apprentice. What are you gonna do now? That was totally a spot on impression of the Raven Queen.
Maybe
but,
I'll bond
Right,
the soul
okay, no, but
of
that's
my
fine.
apprentice to.
yeah.
That's fine.
Um,
But if
maybe that's why Vecna.
Brillia and Lenore are pawns in this, that's what I don't like.
Oh, are they pawns? Oh, that's not
Well,
cool.
Brillia didn't know. Lenore didn't know.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, and now it doesn't matter because they're already in a soul bond. So
Although now it kind of makes sense why, because I thought it was like right out of left field why Vecna would want to talk with Kos, like, or Vecna. Yeah, I would have figured like I don't know. I would have wanted to talk to like either Taabi or you
yeah,
or somebody.
you'd
cool.
fucking think so, right?
But,
Right? Right?
Kos has been like the least interesting character so far that we've gotten into. He's just, or she's just been like.
And people say that Arsen and I, that we're the worst couple. We're the most dysfunctional. Well, do you know what?
You guys have been doing things, and like,
We're not dysfunctional. I don't keep my packs or murdering other gods behind his back.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody hears that. Like like Arsen and I are better than them. Like raises up. Goss just like looks at you like, come on, man.
What are we all doing? Just standing there, like watching them talk?
I feel like you guys are like the rest of you are asking Kos questions. So if anybody has any specifics you want to ask Kos, like, is it true that you?
What are you thinking of your what have you done anything in the name of Vecna? Because I don't know I wasn't really paying attention to the ins and outs of what's going on anywhere.
That's a good question. You know, I used to be like a paladin of Palor. It was a good time. You know, good gods and all that. And then I you know, got corrupted to the dark side. You know, which kind of seems to keep happening. But anyways, and then I realized what I'd done, and I stopped him, and then Palor gave me a new body and let me start fresh, so I wouldn't make the same mistakes again. And then I kind of did a little bit, and then I maybe merged my soul with the Raven Queen patron.
So have you not now with Palor? Are you still talking to Palor?
He doesn't really talk to me much. He talks to Brillia sometimes. He led me to Brillia.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm just a little bit, I don't know about you, Brillia, but I'm feeling a little bit betrayed right now. I don't know, kind of in an important relationship with you, Kos, and you just neglect to tell me.
I'm about to snake something out to Lenore. I'm gonna tell Lenore everything.
Well, I see your point. I probably should have mentioned it. I couldn't really bring it up in front of the Raven Queen. Because...
Oh, do you think she doesn't know now? Do you think she like just doesn't know that you like
no,
if
she knows,
Ariana knows that you killed Vecna, I'm pretty sure the Raven Queen, like, she keeps tabs on that kind of thing. You know what I mean? She's kind of interested. Yeah, she keeps tabby on those kinds of things. Tabby, why didn't you tell us?
Yeah, no, okay. I maybe should have thought about that.
It's just maybe you should have told us, like, your, I don't know, girlfriend, and then I don't even know what I am, but like soul partner, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a better battle
I'm gonna
story.
go stand next to Lenore. I'm gonna go stand next to Lenore in solidarity.
They're both standing in the same position, just like.
Look, it was a long time ago, and I have tried to move on, and I thought Vecna was done with me. You know, I died, I got a new body, new person, new start, right? Like, I didn't know Vecna would want to talk to me again. I thought we dealt with all of that.
The word on the street is that Vecna's a motherfucker. Come on, this is not new information.
Yeah.
He just wants to
so true.
Maybe he wants to like see how you're doing, make sure that you're doing all right, you know?
Maybe.
He seemed just genuinely interested and like wanted to see how things were going.
I mean, we were friends.
Right?
Once.
Before you killed him?
Yeah. You know,
I know.
Usually there's a damper on friendships.
Maybe he wants to, I don't know, apologize, or...
He doesn't really do the apology thing. He's sort of like, I'm sorry you were offended, that kind of guy.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of, I was getting that vibe as well.
Yeah.
But maybe...
This is like if Penelope wanted to like hang out with Verity. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen.
No, maybe not. I don't know, like maybe. I'm just...
And this is worse. This is
People do
hiding
that.
not only what you knew from your girlfriend, not only from your girlfriend,
It wasn't
but the
hiding
people
it.
who try to support you. No,
I wasn't trying to hide it, okay? And I
but you
I-
did. But you did.
How
I
even
mean-
old are you, Kos? Like what? Who? How
And don't
old
say
are-
17 and then we having to ask you how long you've been
while.
17.
17 again. That's a movie. With
That
Zac
is a good
Efron.
actually
movie.
that's
Is it with
that's
Zac
That
Efron?
is
that's
as you-
pretty
yeah, it
accurate.
is.
I'm about
Okay.
26 again. How long have I lived? I mean, I was sort of between bodies for a while. Couple thousand years, maybe.
Verity's pissed. Verity's pissed.
Ooh.
Time like
Lenore, you can come with me. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
I think we've got to like pray or some shit. I don't know. I feel like the,
That's
It'll be
the
fine. We
Raven
can pray. We
Queen.
can pray. But we can fine. We can pray together. But I'm.
I mean, in the scope of my life, 2 years isn't much, and that's all Brillia and I have been together. So I was working on it. They're angry at me.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that makes it
okay.
that
better.
might not have been the
That
best.
big a
of-
deal?
If you think that makes it better,
Let's look at these objectively. Okay, so what's the
I'm
situation?
out. I'm out.
Okay,
What's
so
what-
Verity and Lenore are gone.
If Lenore, no, Lenore doesn't have to come with me. If Lenore wants, I'm gonna try and like we're mad. But if Lenore doesn't want to go, Lenore doesn't. have
like
to.
drunk girl stormer.
Yes,
Before you go, if you do go,
we're
Lenore,
mad.
I just have one thing. Should we, since you just gave a big, deposit at your Raven Queen bank, maybe she's currently looking like what happened here, and you pray to her, get the word that this is happening, and you might want to be involved. So at least Kos might have some sort of, deadic protection.
Might need to sleep on it, and then I can probably commune with her.
All I know
I
is
may need more
haven't
blood.
heard from the Raven Queen since this lovely pact, and so I don't know how that's going to go either.
Oh no. Well, yes, I can commune with her right now.
Okay, so
That's
Lenore
really
and
bad.
Verity, you go out and have your fuming time. Taabi, Ariana, is there anything else you want to say to or Brillia? Anything else you want to say to Kos?
I'll say everyone noticed that Brillia is just kind of crying silently, just kind of like,
Oh,
yeah, she's there, she's supporting, but she's crying.
Then in that case, I'm just gonna go up and like try to hug both of them.
oh, Ariana.
Yeah.
Kos is gonna hug you so hard.
Yeah, we're both like just squeezing Ariana like desperately at this point.
Taabi, are you gonna go into the hug?
Yeah, of course. It's one of those things where it's like I'm kind of still trying to think, so it's like my hug is kind of half-assed, but the tail is going around and being the tight part of the hug. So it's like, if this soul's in the gods.
Taabi's like, this is more gods than I knew there were. Where does
I
the
thought
cat
that-
god fit in?
I thought Cat Lord was
Where's
the one
Bass?
only. I'm trying to figure out if there's a fish god, because that'd be delicious.
Oh, good old Blub
Um,
Blub.
The double.
This is a heavy situation. I look over at Kos and just like, this is nothing new. You'll be fine. We got you this far, so this is. I mean, what they passed. I don't know, a few months after the Black Stone incident. Nothing, anything could. You can get through anything. This is great.
Yeah. That was a little bit too close to how things used to be. I
Yeah,
wanted
but
to
you've done
say
better.
something, but how do you tell people that you already succumbed to darkness once and then you do it again the minute you meet them?
I mean, I did that when I ran from Nicholas to Cade, and now. Oh, am I doing the same thing again with Vecna?
I mean, they're all really powerful wizards
Yeah.
with seemingly questionable motives.
I'm starting to see a pattern.
But you see what I mean? It feels like it's just how things have to be, you know? Like it feels like you must be weak to have it keep happening.
Well, no. I mean, I read somewhere that there's a lesson to be learned in everything, and if something continues to happen, there's a lesson that hasn't been learned yet. So,
Yeah, and I think we're on the up and up here, anyways. I
mhm.
mean, you ended that whole thing with your life, so I mean, we're here today. It's not like you're on your third life after having a dark episode. I mean, you're doing okay.
Also, the fact that you got up again is admirable, and I think you don't give yourself enough credit for that. I appreciate the comfort right now, but I think I just need to be alone for a second.
Yeah, go. It's kind of late. You should probably go rest anyways.
Yeah,
I'll
and
probably do that soon too. But
I mean, I don't know who wants to join good old Kas and I when we go back to the Ash realm.
I think maybe we put that on pause for now. I mean, I don't want to completely bypass all this, but we still have to deal with the slaves, right? And
True, but I've got like a dead guy over there that I don't know how long I can continue to do the gentle repose.
He's fine. Just leave him there. He'll be okay. Just give us a little bit of time to think about it.
Do you want to tell Atlas that then?
Okay, I can do that.
No, that was like an idle threat. Please do not do that. That is a very, very bad idea.
Oh, okay. I am glad that you told me that because I did not pick up on that. So thank you.
No, that's a super bad idea.
Kos, think of how defensive I get of you.
Okay, I'm just saying that I'm trying to be honest. So I may be a little bit super honest for a while, but that's good, right? Now everybody knows that I'm got books written about me.
As long as you continue to be honest, it's not real cool if you say I'm going to continue to be dishonest. It's kind of like saying I'm going to punch you in the face and then punch you in the face and be like, see, it's okay because I told you beforehand. That's not cool. No, don't do that.
I think we should deal with the people here first, and then we can figure this out.
Ariana, how you talk to Vecna pen pal through writing, and is it the gross book that you do that?
Yeah, it's this one.
Stinky. See if Vecna is cool with taking a little bit of time, so we can all rest up and get our bearings here before bringing the next meal over.
Okay. I'm going to flip to that last page and take out the quell and be like, hey, boo, sup. Little hiccup. Apparently, Kos wants to take care of some cost things first, but no worries, we'll be there soon. Hopefully. How's Raff doing? Has he made an ash snowman yet?
The words come through bit by bit. It says, take as long as you want. We're getting along rather well. Of course, the longer you wait, the more my gift may show itself. Try to enjoy yourself.
Okie dokie. Hugs and kisses.
XOXO, Vecna.
XOXO.
Oh, it's very personal.
So it seems like Raff is having a good time. I guess we can put it on the back burner for now. I hope that Atlas will be okay with that.
As long as we know that the Raff is in good hands, that should be okay, I think.
So.
I mean, he can deal with a little bit of loss.
Vecna's, look, he's not going to kill Raff, alright? He's going to keep his soul safe because he wants something. And if he killed Raff, then he would give his soul to the Raven Queen. He's not going to do that. So he's safe. He's fine. The body's fine. It's going to be okay. But if we go face Vecna, we should probably have a plan. Maybe, my old sword we could hunt down, like...
Wait, why?
Well,
what are you talking about?
Well, if we want to, him again.
No, he just wanted to talk. There was no talk about, like, slitting throats.
That's something we should get for Cade, though, just in case. That's sick. Oh my god. You have a sword? Tell me about it. I love swords.
I feel like Ariana's got a bit of an Olaf moment. Just like, I'm going to tell him, don't you dare.
Yeah.
Just prepare ourselves. But yes, it is a very powerful sword. I have not seen it. I've looked, but we could probably find it together, right?
That's what I did for the past, I don't know, 20 years. Just finding cool relics. That's
Yeah, but like if you go into a situation expecting confrontation, there's going to be confrontation. I think if you go in with an open heart and an open mind, everything will be okay.
Vecna's a lich. He wants you to have an open heart. That's a
Yeah.
badunce. It's a bit of a joke.
Badum-tish.
Probably should not go out there with any exposed body parts. I don't know.
All right. So I feel like there's a lot of praying to various gods that needs to happen. Shall we do that kind of all of you tonight, like as you go to sleep? And then we'll get all the god stuff. Like, dear God, why did Kos lie to me?
I just pictured.
I would like to.
Are you there, Raven Queen? It's me.
Welcome.
No, I haven't yelled at Lenore yet. I'm sorry, like
Yelled at Lenore?
yeah, I'm gonna yell at Lenore.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Oh no, what did I do?
You just, and I'm just, like, this is like as we're walking away, and I'm just like dragging her hand. Like you got into like a soul bond with people who didn't even know them, and you just got it when you got to was the girlfriend of the girl you got to a soul bond with. Now,
well, no one else was really offering their souls up for me, were they? What was I going to do?
I was there.
Die?
I was there.
I didn't. When you're a deity,
You chose wrong.
I didn't.
You
choose.
chose wrong. You did
You stood back. You stood back. You stood back.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that you could have two, or you could have one, and then two was better than one.
I didn't get to pick.
You did two. You could have a choice. You didn't say anything. You're supposed to be my best friend. You're supposed to say no. I'd like to share my soul.
I'm sorry. Are you mad? I didn't take half your soul.
A little bit, but not in that way. But yeah, so now it's not my fault that you have now chosen to share a soul with someone who's sharing a soul with your enemy. Look what you did.
I don't know how this is about me being naughty. I've done my best. The Raven Queen tells you to do something.
Research. You don't look up your friends.
Oh, yes, yeah, I'm sorry.
Like their friends and their boyfriend.
Excuse me, Raven Queen, protector of my whole life and, purveyor of what I'm meant to do forever. Can you just hold that thought and I'll just do some background research?
Well, yes, that would be preferable. That would be nice. Like if you could have like a little bit more information before you split your soul into threes and sharing them with people that you don't know. That would be nice.
I'm pretty sure that if I got a choice, I would have, kind of liked us to be soul buddies. But you already have a soulmate, so I don't
have a fucking soulmate. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. I know what you're doing. I know you're trying to wind me up. Don't do it.
Yelling at me about splitting my soul. I kind of have to do what she says.
Okay. There's a difference between liking somebody and then actually physically splitting your soul. Those are two totally different things. Don't try and equate them. That's unfair.
Kind of just have to do what she tells me. Anyway, I probably have to talk to her like the Raven Queen, right? I mean...
Well, you would fucking think so.
I don't know. Is there like a take backsies on soul swaps? I don't know.
I don't think there is a take backsies. I don't think so.
Because, like, if I'm being honest...
no, like, I kind of split my soul, and then it turns out that one of them kind of murdered, and then I don't know, Lenore. That is why I thought you should just... So we could have a conversation where we kind of planned things out before we made these large decisions, right?
I didn't really feel like it was my choice. I kind of felt like I had to just do what they said. She's my god, Verity. What if your gods tell you to do something?
My gods don't tell me to do anything anymore. But
and that's made you really sad, right?
Don't. No, this is not about me. This is not about me. This is about you.
It's about you yelling at me, I understand.
Yeah, and your bad decisions. This is about your bad decisions.
Do you not think that maybe me being like kind of a little bit joined to Vecna now is probably punishment enough and you don't need to yell at me?
Actually, no. No, I still feel a need to yell at you. That's funny, right? Yeah, you think
No.
there'll be enough punishment, but I don't feel it. Maybe because the gods don't talk to me, because I don't deserve the gods, and yet
I
I,
mean,
still want to
There
shout
was
at
there
you.
was a god that wanted to talk to you, but you weren't keen.
Oh, I wasn't keen. I wasn't keen to split my soul between people that I don't know. And do you know why I wasn't keen to split my soul between people that I don't know? For
No,
this
you don't.
exact fucking
You
reason.
don't have to say I told you so. I was a little bit
don't have to.
vulnerable at the time.
I don't have to, but
I was
I'm
a bit
choosing
moody.
to.
I'm a bit moody in the Shadowfell, okay? It's not comfortable there. And look, if I'm being honest, I'm not especially comfortable with all these like feeling things that are happening. Like they are like really in love with each other, and it's kind of
know.
gross.
It's disgusting. Ugh.
I have to
no.
feel that now.
I don't even like looking at it. I don't know why you made a bad choice. Look, I just think that it comes down to you just admitting that you made a bad choice. Perhaps you can go back to your god and tell them that you made a bad choice, because it's
Okay,
disgusting. Not
So if
only
I
is it-
like theoretically, if I got three
I mean,
questions, your
right.
suggestions, why did I make such a bad choice? Can I unmake this choice? And why don't the gods love Verity?
No,
Is
I
that
didn't say
Where can
that.
where can I get a good bubble tea on this plane?
I didn't.
okay? I mean,
didn't say
where
that.
also where's your fiance?
I don't know. I told him to hide. I told him to run because.
Classic Arsen. Just
stop.
saying,
No,
you
I
made a
didn't.
bad choice.
No, he didn't run. I told him to run. He's squishy. He is squishy. He doesn't know how to kill things, so I told him to hide. It's not him. It was not his bad choice. It was my bad choice that reflected poorly on him. I get that. Okay, right,
You're
that's something
always
totally
making
different.
so
At least
many
I didn't-
excuses for Arsen, aren't you?
Oh, I'm sorry,
But
but I didn't
old
sell my soul.
Lenore.
But I didn't sell my soul to a fucking god. I
Look.
didn't sell my soul to bind myself to a fucking god that support. Look, right, in the tit or tat of who has done worse. Like you are. I'm sorry.
Well, if that is what you think, I don't know why you didn't just storm off by yourself. I should probably go and talk to my soul partners, which is, you know what, the situation we're in. And we should
Yes,
probably
fine.
sit down and have a little chat with our combined deity, because it's just kind of, it's what we've got to do. I mean, if you would like to be a part of that, no worries. But if you want to keep yelling
no,
at
but
me
you
and
don't
telling me
want
that
me
I made shit
to
soul
be
decisions, then I
a
should just
part
go.
of that. We're supposed to be best friends. We're supposed to be best friends. We're supposed to be best friends.
Lenore, do you
Sorry,
storm
I
out?
get the memo. I storm out.
Ooh.
Storm back to where I stormed off from.
Verity's being mean in the hall. I thought she was on my side, but she's just mean.
Brillia and
Don't know
Lenore just
which way to
cross
storm.
paths, storming out at different times.
We're all just storming in different directions.
I'm just pacing. I don't know which way to go.
Come hear about this cool sword. Come on.
You're supposed to be my best friend. You're supposed to be my best friend.
Cool sword.
Okay, who is still in the library?
Sit down in the hallway.
Who's in the library now? Taabi still, Ariana. Lenore, you went back in?
No, I feel like I don't know which way to go. I'm just pacing between the two people.
Okay. Cool. You nearly bump into a small furry girl. She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And
It's
she
fine.
like puts her head down immediately and like kind of like,
You're very furry. It
"I'm
wasn't
sorry."
unpleasant to bump into you.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm sorry.
What are you doing? Are you safe? Are you okay? What are you doing? You know there's a lot of dead people around here at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for my friend.
Okay.
He's really tall and he has, and she like flicks her ears forward.
He has
There's a
like
cool sword.
pointy ears. Is she a tabaxi?
She is a tabaxi.
Oh. Are you talking about Taabi?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm looking for him.
Lenore,
Okay.
find the sword with us. Lenore.
Oh, that's him. He's yelling at me about something. Do you want to come? Do you want me to take you to him?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Are you the leader of the Raven people?
Oh, yes. That is me, yes.
Everyone says you did such a nice prayer for the dead.
I do like the dead. I'm fond of them.
And-
I'm also fond of the living, you know.
And that you did it for the nobles and the commoners, like everybody together.
Oh, yes. Well, you don't get to take money with you when you're dead, really. It doesn't really matter.
It means a lot. Thanks.
No, that's okay, little fairy one. Let's go find Taabi.
Sapphire is my name.
Oh, okay, Sapphire. Very well. Let's go. Let's go and find this Taabi gentleman. He's still yelling at me. Can you hear him?
Okay.
Don't you want the sword?
I
guess Lenore doesn't want the sword, everybody.
Yeah.
I like swords. Look, there's a little person.
Sapphire, come. Let me introduce. So I don't think Sapphire is ever like visually fully like described, but Sapphire is her coat's based off of the Russian blue, which is a very light gray bluish coat cat, very very sleek, slender.
I have a Russian blue.
Yeah.
I can go and get him.
That's up to you, but she is based on the Russian blue, and they're very 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 sleek, beautiful cats. But yes, Sapphire.
How tall is she next to Taabi? Taabi's 7 feet.
He's just under 7 feet tall. I think she's short for Tabaxi, nearing 6 feet-ish.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
think
so she's not small. She's big.
No, she's slender, very very like very stickish almost.
And she's very good at making herself like
smaller. Yeah.
Small.
She stands straight up and grows 10 feet.
Yeah, she seems a lot taller when she stands by Taabi.
Mm-hmm. So this is Sapphire. She's from up where I'm from. I think Lenore saw the dance a little bit, but that's the only introduction that initially.
Yes. Good.
But yeah, we are going to bring her back, or at least I am. So I don't know about you guys, but she needs to go back home because there's no room for slaves here. And points at the collar that's on her. Just, no, thank you.
I told some of the others that I was going home, and they wondered if you would help them get home too.
I don't
know. Are they also furry?
Some of them.
Are there other tabaxis?
A couple.
I'll bring them home, that's for sure. But the other ones, I don't know how home we can get them, but we're gonna make sure there's no more slaves in this building, in this city, in this entire area. We're cutting that out. So they're at least gonna be able to find their way home at least without being stuck here.
I had a thought, but I want to run it by the group first. We can get these people out by using the napkin or tablecloth and putting them in like the ash zone for a little bit, and then finding another place for them to go, right?
But don't we have to keep the portal open at that point, and then like either somehow bring it with us or close it, which it would be a random plane that opens back up next time.
Oh, I guess there's no way that we can.
Yeah, that's my worry.
I
could just
like smuggle them into the. Oh, we could ask Fenna. Do you think she could deliver people?
Maybe.
It might be unethical, but.
And I think they would only. I think Fenner could only do it one at a time.
Can you ship people through the postal service?
You can ship animals apparently.
Chickens.
I work in distribution. Yep, chickens and chicks. I hate it.
And ducks.
Yeah.
Because they don't need food for like a day or something.
Yeah.
Maybe learnt that on John Oliver.
Well, always humans require food. I guess technically not that often, but...
I'm walking out with the tabaxi, whether or not they are allowed to leave or not. So, I mean, that's going to be something we deal with either diplomatically or quickly, because we all can go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Sapphire says, some of the slaves, they're afraid to go, though. I thought maybe you could talk to them.
Yeah, we could look at everybody. So we could do that. Yeah.
They think that if they go, they'll be hunted down and punished.
this is kind of new to you guys, right? But I'm a little bit mad with Verity. However, I think she probably would be, I don't know, a decent person to have involved in this kind of conversation, seeing as she's like the princess
I
or
mean, we could
whatever.
also find Arsen if he's around, but well, I mean, I can go talk to them. I can get this situated, I guess. At least give them some sort of inspiration and will to do on their own what they should be able to do. So is the plan we're not gonna take no for an answer and demand that the slaves be freed? Is that the thing?
I'm kind of in that boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds fair. Ariana, do you want to go and find Verity and see if she has some insight in this?
Sure. Verity!
Good.
Ryan!
So I feel like there's sort of two teams here. There's team talk to Atlas and, convince him, and then team like talk to the slaves, get them ready for going home.
I want to like gauge what Brillia's reaction is to this situation and stuff, and like, because I'm mad at Kos, but I'm not mad at Brillia really, so, well, at all, but she's with her, so I just want to like kind of side eye her and give her the like, okay, like, are you okay?
Brillia's very not okay. Brillia mentioned in the last scene that she's gonna go try to find some alone time if possible. So I don't know.
Well, I'm not staying with Kos.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, Kas is going to help with the slaves. So does that mean you're going with Verity? Who do you not want to be around more? Verity or Kas?
You can try to come with Brillia. Like, you can. Like, she's not going to say no to you, but you can tell that.
I'll try and go with Brillia.
All right. So we'll say there's team, like, meditation. Team, I'm mad and I need to talk to somebody about it, and I don't pay for therapy because I have a god.
I have a patron.
Ariana, who are you going with? Are you going to talk to Atlas or the slaves?
I think Atlas.
Perfect.
Yeah, I feel like that feels more in character.
Cool. So then we have a few little teams. Who wants to go first?
Do you want to get the slave stuff situated so we can have something to work for Atlas, or something to see go horribly wrong? Because I'm down going first.
Sure. All right. So Taabi and Kos head down to talk to the slaves with Sapphire. You find basically that they've set up. So Taabi, Kos, and Sapphire head out to talk to the slaves. It seems like in the aftermath of everything that happens, they've sort of gathered into this. It's almost like a Colosseum space. Like, there's just like this big open training area, and they're all just like standing around talking, trying to figure out what to do. Some people are crying, some people are angry, and they all look at the very imposing tabaxi that shows up.
Before we really walk in, I look over at Kos and just do a little everything's going to be all right. Just remember the little melody and you'll be okay. And I partially inspire Kos in case they're going to help out with any sort of persuasions.
Kos puts a hand on your shoulder and does like one of those warriors, like, yeah, but like you're both holding onto each other.
I was gonna do a chest like, you're good, but I was like, pop pop. and my party people, how are you all doing? Crazy night, right? How is everyone? As I open to the room and look around.
Sure. Do you want to try to pick up the energy in the room?
Oh yeah. Insight?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's 18. All right.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
There seem to be a couple people who are sort of manipulating the energy a little bit, like people who are like, this isn't gonna work, we've never been freed before, he's gonna hunt you down, like, don't listen to him. And there's definitely like a lot of like people who are like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have come here. Like you get a big energy of just like, I'm gonna go back to my room and forget all this happened.
I'll walk over to whoever's closest, who's kind of putting that energy out there, and almost like I'm talking to the group, but just to round that person into the conversation. So what's your feelings on the whole being, freed out of here type of thing? Because I ran into my close friend, and I promised them an escape, and the whole deal with everybody else was there wasn't supposed to be any more slaves being here, so there's a pretty good chance that my friends who are very, very personally close to Atlas are going to beat him up, or I will. I mean, that's that's my thing. But yeah, talk to me. How are you guys doing? What's up?
There's an older woman, and she says, I've been in this castle since I was young. I've raised a family here. They're not going to let us go.
Do you want to be freed from here, or do you want the option to stay and work here under, a good condition or a better condition? I don't know the conditions.
I don't trust that man's any different than his mother. He'll hunt us down, and he'll punish us if we stay.
That was what I was fearing. I've been saying this to myself for a little bit, but so Cade's still out there or something. I don't know how many people know this or not, but I'm either going to bring Atlas's head to him or bring Cade's head back for Atlas. But so there's no way that we are not going to get you guys the option, at least, to be free. Trust me on this. This is going to be a scary but liberating time. I know that it's been a little bit, but or quite a bit. But you'll have your freedom. I ensure it. I ensure it. Do you know I'm here with like Princess Verity and the Crown Prince Arsen,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't believe in this?
No, they found out that this was still happening. They did not have any idea.
Oh, Arsen certainly didn't have any problems with it growing up here.
Sounds about right.
How do you think you're going to convince them? The whole castle would fall apart without us here.
Payment, they have the money. If they can be like, all right, we'll pay you and let you guys live on your own, maybe give you property, because there's houses out there. There's I don't know any of this, but there's houses out there, and they have the means to pay all of you. This is just not the good conditions that you should be in. You guys should form a union.
Stupid boy. They've killed people who've tried to escape before. How are you going to make sure that we're safe? There are children here. I won't put them at risk.
Are there other powers up there besides Atlas that are like, I'm gonna keep these slaves around? Like, I'm guessing there's like some sort of advisors and all that who benefit off of that, but I don't know. I don't know how that's the unknown, but you just got to have faith. And
you can have him stand before us and tell us we're free, that we all have written notice that we are free again, that no one can pull us off the roads, then we'll believe you.
I want to do better. I want to have him announce that to the entire capital, the entire castle, to the entire city. I want him to stand in front of everybody he can and say out loud, nobody will be under my foot any longer. It's not right. People have died. My father was killed at his father's blade. Or maybe it was his mother's. I don't know. Some party came and raided my parents and raided my family's camp when we were, this is what, 35 years ago-ish? 40, I'm, 25 years ago. They took him for his skin. Somebody's wearing my dad right now, who's some rich asshole in the city.
We deserve more than just freedom.
You do. Recompense.
And
you
so
deserve,
do you.
You're right. And that's why I'm here today. I'm going to get everybody out. I am going to make sure that if you guys are hunted down, that I hunt them back down myself. Because what they're doing on is not right, and I'm not going to stand for it. Not one bit.
If you think you can convince them, then we will wait.
Please. Please do. And if not, then I'll get you out and I know a place to get you all to that can't be gotten to. So
Yes. I will tell the others.
cool. I do hand on shoulder, hand on cheek, and say thank you. Have faith. All right, where are those other tabaxis?
All right, other tabaxis. Roll me a d20 to see if you can find them.
Cool. Before I do that, can I just say, are there any other tabaxis in here?
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that too. Yeah, you're led towards the far side, I guess.
Oh, that's right.
And you see a man, and he looks very avian. He's not quite like Creevy, and like that he's not a, I don't remember what that race is called.
Kenku, he's
not a Kenku, he's an Era, yeah.
Nice.
So he's got the long beak and like the bird-like head, but his body is very humanoid, and he has big eagle-style wings. And he is sitting facing away from you, and he is talking to two young tabaxis.
I walk over really excited, like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen an Caraquette since I was out on the ship ports over on the west coast. This is insane. Ooh. I sit down to listen to the story whatever he's talking about.
He smiles when you sit down, like kind of surprised for a moment, and he is telling a story of basically like what it is to be free. He's talking about basically like what you can do when you're free, that you can go anywhere, you can eat anything, that their people are travelers from long past, and that there's a place for them hidden away where they can be safe.
This sounds like you're telling the story of me. This is incredible. Hi, I'm at Taabi, and I reach my hand out to give the Caraquette man a handshake.
Shakes your hand. I probably can't do the voice very well, but it has like an almost like high pitched undertone. It's almost like two voices at once.
Ooh.
Yes. So I could do it in editing if I so chose and knew how. And the two little tabaxis are just looking at you in awe. They're just like, oh my god, he's so big.
I'm a tall man, indeed, yes. And so will you too be tall one day.
And you are also a free man.
I have spent the last 25 years of my life traveling up and down the whole continent. I've seen the southern marshes, the mountains up north, where I have resided. Met with the dwarves recently, actually. So there's some forests. I've done everything.
The little one says, "Is it true they're little, like as little as us?"
Who exactly?
The dwarves.
Currently, yeah, they're just kind of like wider though. Like they're stocky. Like you guys are like quick and nimble, I'm guessing, like me. They're more like, instead of running around someone, they'll run through them, and they have the lower vantage point, so you'll get hit in the legs and get knocked over. So they're kind of tricky if you get on their bad side.
The older brother's like, "Shut up!" So it's like they like let me talk to him, and they start bickering amongst each other, and then they just like start rolling in the ground like kittens, like very kitten-like, where they're like hopping on each other, and like it's pretty adorable.
I love this.
And they're just kind of like rolling around in the dirt. And the man you've been talking to just like watches them kindly, and he says, "Just to you, their mother passed away a year or so back."
From here?
Yes, she worked here.
Do I recognize their patterns, the cat patterns that those kittens are, or are they like there's a few traveling tabaxis that did not go up to the one place? Are they part of those ones that I do not recognize?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
definitely like part of the traveling group.
Mhm.
And they've got like slightly non-tabaxi features.
Ooh.
So they're still like, 90%
Oh.
tabaxi, but there's like a little bit of something else in them maybe.
Oh, mixed bag. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's neat.
The man says, "We've done what we can to keep them safe."
Yeah, the day for their safety is gonna hit an all-time high, I think, very soon. You everyone in this room is gonna be free tomorrow. So
It's hard to believe.
yeah, that lady over there, I point to the lady I was just talking to, did the same thing, and she understands this position I'm in, the position my friends are in, and the position that the compromising position that Atlas is currently in now too, because he made a word to everybody to not let this keep going on, and look where we are now. This.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I may never fly again, but I can be free.
Oh, Wings got the.
Penelope is not one to let her prizes go wild.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories. My dad lost his skin, and that was fun to deal with.
I'm sorry
But,
for your loss.
It didn't. If it didn't happen, I would not be here today. So if it didn't happen, no one in this room would be leaving.
Please, we don't have much, but share a meal with us. The boys
Absolutely.
would be
Ooh,
have a world of questions.
Can I roll to see if I put food in the pouch that I brought with my sword?
Sure.
Oh, please.
Is there food in the pocket?
Pocket food. That is the perfect time to roll a 19. That is sweet.
Oh,
That's
so you have the jam you
fantastic.
took off Ellie.
Oh, absolutely. I have the jam. Let's say I do have like bread I brought.
Yeah.
Maybe different breads. Maybe there's some snacks from upstairs that I also stored away.
Yeah. If you have Ellie's sack, you also have some like nice biscuits and stuff. Like their eyes go wide, like they can't, like they get a roll or two for breakfast, throughout the day, but they don't get jam and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is where I want to say you're gonna eat like kings, but this is. I'll show you all a real king's meal after you're all free.
Okay. Cool. Taabi sits around with the other tabaxi and the birdman whose name I can't say. And let's see how group convince Atlas to free the slaves is gonna do.
Please.
So that's Verity and Ariana. You make your way upstairs.
I'm sorry, I'm not in convincing him to free the slaves at this moment, so that's not me.
You're not?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, his fiance is dead on a couch? No, not at this moment. Sorry.
That was the talk for tomorrow, so.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, when tomorrow becomes the other tomorrow. But if anybody else wants to get stabbed by Atlas, by all means, go for it.
Okay.
I've been stabbed by Atlas before.
I think I would still go up to talk to him about what I've experienced and like, kind of give him an update. Because like I woke up and Raff did not.
Okay. So yeah, let's say Ariana, you head upstairs, and when you get there, Atlas and Arsen are talking, but they wave you in. Arsen seems a little quieter than usual. Like he's kind of thoughtful, like sitting in a chair and just kind of thinking to himself. Ariana.
Hello.
Do you have any news?
We're working on it.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that all you have to report?
How you doing, champ?
I am worried. How are you?
Oh, you know, I'm doing okay. Do you need a hug?
Yes. I would like a hug.
I run up and immediately give him like a big hug.
Okay, he hugs you back. It's a little bit restrained, but it's pretty good. He's actually hugging you.
Oh, there
He's
you go.
using his arms and everything.
Right on. Hey, so just an FYI, let's put a pin in that whole slavery thing for tomorrow.
Pardon?
I said, let's just put a pin in that whole slavery thing for tomorrow.
What slavery thing?
The one that's currently happening still in Caraquette.
What's still happening in Caraquette?
Slavery.
I suppose so. What do we need to talk about?
Yeah, that needs to end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Look, I understand your concern. And we can certainly go about starting that process.
Good. Yeah. Once, I mean, so I did my spell and I tried to get Raff back. But I guess there's a little bit of condition on the spell, and we're working on that to get him back.
Is he all right?
Oh yeah, he's fine. He's chilling with a friend.
You spoke to him?
Yeah.
And he's okay?
Yep.
Is it possible that I might speak with him?
Maybe. Just give me 1 second. I pull out the book. And I write down.
Is that one of my father's tomes?
You know what? This is like a you shouldn't probably know kind of a thing. So I'll just be over there in the corner, and I'll see if I can get Raff like a direct line.
All right.
And I like saunter over to the corner and I write down, hey.
Excellent. You stole his dad. You're like, you know what? It's kind of neat to know when I steal from your dad, okay? Kind of need to know.
Yeah. And I write in that last hey boo, so I got your new friend Raff's lover on the line here. Is there a way that we can like get a connection going, like a two-way radio for just a half a second?
There's a pause, and when Vecna writes back, he says, will this help you achieve your mission?
100%. Smiley face.
I love that you've invented emojis. Just like all you do is just draw like a smile, like big smile, little smile, big smile, like it's just shifting.
Yep.
He says, you may exchange 3 messages.
Hey, Arsen and Atlas, I got 3 messages. What do you want to know? What do you want to say?
Atlas like rushes over and looks at your hand and you and says, would it be all right if I wrote?
I guess.
He takes your quell and sits down, and he's got like the book perched on his knee, and he's writing with his little quill that never runs out ink. And he looks very little. He looks like a schoolboy doing his homework, like on his knee on the school bus. Yeah, and as you are watching him, your eyes sort of show multiple visions. You've had this sort of effect before. It's sort of like an overlay, like if you're watching 3D without the glasses on. And you see a version of it where you interrupt him and say, you should free all the slaves. And he looks at you for a second and agrees. And you know it's not what's happened, but you remember what Vecna told you about pushing people into a direction, about reading their minds, and you could definitely deal with this.
Hey, Atlas.
He looks up. Yes?
You know, freeing the slaves would be a pretty swell thing to do.
He looks confused for a second. Yes, all right. And he looks back at the paper and keeps writing.
Oh, no.
The two visions, like, join together and become one again.
Arsen?
Yeah, what's up?
You're not, like, super powerful or strong, right?
Not super strong. Strong, like not Kos strong, but like strong.
Okay.
Stronger than Verity. Stronger than Brillia, probably. Maybe not Brillia.
I mean, I'm not arguing with that, but can you? I'm just gonna saunter on over to you. Can you? It's gonna sound really weird.
Okay.
If I, how am I supposed to do this? I might need you at some point, maybe to like be a check and balance, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with some really powerful stuff here, and I don't know if I like it. And I don't want to be used in a bad way. So if you see me going off the deep end.
I mean, Ariana, no offense, but I've always been watching to make sure you don't go off the deep end.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. And if I do, I trust you to like do what needs to be done, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't trust anybody else in the party to do that.
Wow. Well, that's a
like they
honor.
Love me too much. No, it's they love me too much to have to do that.
Oh, but I don't.
Well, no, you could put that aside.
Oh, okay. So it is a compliment.
It's a yeah.
It's a complisalt.
It's I don't mean it as like a you don't care, but you wouldn't let that get in your way.
No, I mean, I don't really understand, but no, I would stop you if you were going to hurt people, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Sure.
I mean no hesitation, off goes the head.
Okay. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. Hey, Atlas, how's the book going?
He writes something and puts the quill down and just stares at the final message. And he says, "Better. It's good to know he's all right."
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Glad I could help. So, Arsen, remember what I said? And I'll find maybe another check. No, I'd probably better if it's just you. Yeah, you're cool. We're cool. Glad everything's working out. Atlas, remember the slaves. No more. And I'm peacing out. Okay.
Ariana, could you help me? Have you seen Verity?
Verity!
Ariana, I could have done that.
Then why didn't you?
I feel like I felt Penny's screams. Like I feel Penny, Ariana. I'm just don't have to do that
Like a
you
dog
don't
whistle.
have to. Yes, like you don't have to. You could just. Ow! Ow! Ow!
All right. So yeah, do you, I guess you find each other, both cringing at like, "Ah, sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
But like as like Ariana keeps
Verity, no, I found her, I found her, I found her, I found her.
There she is.
I found her.
Hi,
Okay,
She's
stop
fine.
shouting. Stop shouting.
Oh, for a little girl, she's got a hell of a voice.
Shh.
Whoa.
Right, remember, Ariana, we talked about this. Like you could just say my name, right? You don't have to.
That's what I did.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
But
gonna
like
put
that
you down
hurts
now
my
because
brain.
I almost died today.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
love
did,
you,
didn't
bye.
you? Okay, all right. That's fair. That's very fair. She almost died today. So
Can we talk for a minute?
yeah, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. You are going to yell at me. Yes, we could talk. Yes.
There's somewhere I want to bring you.
You're all right.
He brings you up to the third floor. This is near where Atlas's room is, but off towards one side of the castle. This is actually kind of like above the library, so it seems like it might be kind of connected to that whole tower of records. And he opens the door for you, and you step into a long hallway. It has purple velvet floors, and on the walls are portraits painted in oils, and they are huge, like bigger than life size. And they all have little plaques. And he starts walking through.
Hey, I'm gonna look at the portraits. Right. I know you want to shout at me. I understand. I get it. I'm not saying that I'm sorry you didn't. It was this, so many dead people and Raff, and I know maybe I didn't make the best choice, but I couldn't. I did it once with my brother, and I couldn't do it again. And I regret that I had to make you do something that you didn't want to, but I'm not sorry, but I know that you don't like it, and I know that it wasn't fair, and I know that it didn't reflect well upon you, and I get it, I know all that, but and I know that you're angry at me, and I know you want to shout at me, and that's fine, I will let you shout. But I'm not I'm not sorry.
Are you done with that terrible apology?
It wasn't an apology. It was not supposed. It's not an apology.
What is
It was an explanation.
Do you know who this is? And he points up at a portrait on the wall.
Do I?
Probably not. You can roll history.
No.
You might actually. You know what? You're from a royal family. You might know who this is.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Alright, fine. Let me roll. Oh, let me roll. Oh, if you betray me. Now that I'm rolling, I want to actually. At first, I was like, I don't care. Now I'm like, no, I want to win. That's unfortunate. Okay. History.
Yeah. Okay. He looks back at it and says, "This is my great-great-grandfather. He founded the city and named the country. That time, I guess it was just the city. And all the other people down this hallway," he gestures, "are ancestors who made us stronger." That's what my mother always used to say. They expanded. They enslaved. They built things. They were all people that I was meant to emulate. People I couldn't live up to.
My parents taught me differently. That the way to be a good ruler, or the way to affect people, to affect change, or the way to make the world a better place is not by taking what belongs to somebody else. That's not what I was taught. We prided ourselves on sharing, and that probably doesn't make any, it doesn't make sense to Caraquette, does it?
He doesn't respond right away, but he continues walking down the hallway. Keep going.
There was a time, a long time ago, before all of these portraits, where Fae touched and humans lived in peace. There was no fight for magic, because magic was spread through love, where Fae touch creatures, and creatures with magic and creatures without magic. We make, gosh, make magic through love. That sounds, I'm sorry, I can't believe I just said that.
He stops at a painting of his mother and father.
You're not supposed to, you don't take it, you don't steal it. You can still have magic if that's what humans really want.
I know.
But you,
I know. And that's why I have to stay. Atlas clearly is not together enough, especially with what happened to Raff, to see this through. All the things my ancestors made, they stole. And I need to be part of giving that back. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave any of you, but I need to fix this corruption. I need to take away what my mother built. I need to dismantle it brick by brick so we can build something better.
I get it. This isn't my home. I don't live here. I don't belong here. I have a city. I have a home. I will go there. You're right. You have a responsibility to your people, and I have one to mine as well. And I promised my brother. Just.
He reaches out and takes both of your hands in his, and he says, one day, I want this place to be the kind of place you'd want to call home. He leans in and he kisses you. and soft and sweet and sad. And you can feel his mother's gaze through the painting and how much she hates everything that he is saying, that he is doing, and that just makes it feel more like what has to be done.
This. Everything that you said is right. You are heir to the throne. You should be here. But this is not. This is not my home. You're not supposed to be my home. I have a country and right, and I have people, and I have something that I have to do, just like you have something you have to do. So I get it. And I think at least, I guess, I hope, at least if I'm not with you, then hopefully my aunt will come after me first, and then she'll
try.
leave Caraquette alone. Just, you won't be with me. Just
because I'm not with you doesn't mean I can't help. I'll do everything I can to help you from here. And when you're ready to take her down, I'll be there.
You want to look after your people, and I want to look after mine. And that's two separate goals at the moment, I guess.
At the moment. But maybe not forever, right? I love you.
I'm going to take my ring off. I'm going to go back to him.
He takes it tentatively.
If you fix everything, and if you make Caraquette the place that you always wanted it to be, and you have nothing else to do, then you can find me. And if I don't die taking out my aunt, then I will come find you.
He looks at the ring and closes his fist and slips it into his pocket. And he takes your hand. And I think we will call it there for tonight with that emotional mess. And we can start next game with Lenore and Brillia talking to their gods.
Damn.
Stunned silence.
Damn.
Is everyone sweating, or is it just me?
My room's just very warm generally.
I'm so happy I have a fan pointed at my face right now.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for tuning in. We've been talking about it, and we are actually going to have this be our very last after show for a while.
Not our very last. It's
for a while.
Pause.
Yeah, a hiatus.
The weekly. The weekly's cutting out of that.
Yeah, so we're gonna retool a little bit, but tonight We will still be on to talk a little bit about all of the big plot twists that happen. So if you want to stick around, it's only 15 minutes from now on the Level Up Dice channel. So come and talk to us about all the crazy shit that happened this week, because there was a lot of it.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. If you want to join our community, stay in touch, find out about who we are and what we're doing, you can follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and wherever you get your podcasts. I am Melissa. You can find me at Fenmis Gamer, or you can find me on the XP Billionaires podcast. Laura.
Dark Moon Dice. Everything.
You can find me on Instagram at Luna_moon_C.
Notes, reviews on pretty much everything. Yeah.
And
a new podcast.
Oh yeah, my second episode is up now. So I've got 2 episodes on my podcast. Go check it out at Quid Prog Quo.
I'm Bree, and you can find me right here at Level Up Dice Twitch stream, and also at Fortune Favors on all the stuff.
And I'm Ian. You can find me on Instagram, or if you want to find me here on Twitch, I'm going to start streaming. I've been saying that for a while now. At Shrycool, or if you want to find me on Twitter, it's at Ian Parascus. Also, I normally do a little song thingy at the end of this, but I just want to, I don't really have anything prepared for that. But also, there's a very, very big storm about to hit Texas and Louisiana.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's, I think, about to hit Category 5 hurricane. So if you have the means to donate once that becomes a thing, please do, of course. No one really knows what's going to happen from this all. So
yeah.
Please
Money.
Don't be an Atlas. Do
Don't be
social
Atlas.
good.
Be an Arsen. Be a Taabi.
All right. Well, thank you guys again for joining us. We hope to see you on our last after show for a while in 15 minutes here, and to see you all next week on Wednesday. Have a great night.
Bye. For now.